The prospect of a dirty bomb, radiological material spread with conventional explosives. Could that be America's Achilles heel? That's what a couple of members of Congress are warning in today's Wall Street Journal. They say the whole White House is ignoring the very real threat of this kind of radiological attack. Joining us now, one of the authors of that op-ed piece, Congresswoman Jane Harman of California. She is also chair of the Homeland Security Subcommittee on Intelligence and Terrorism Risk Assessment. Congresswoman, you make some fairly stunning charges in this op-ed piece. You say that the White House is ignoring the threat of a dirty bomb.
Well, we're saying that the White House is cutting the domestic budget for radiological security from $30 million to $15 million, when for only $125 million in this day of multi-billion-dollar spending, it's chump change, we could secure radiological materials at all the major hospitals in America. We think that's short-sighted. It is giving more money to the loose nukes problem, loose nuclear material around the world. But I really believe, and so does my co-author Susan Collins, Republican senator from Maine, who is ranking member on the Senate Homeland Security Committee, that a domestic dirty bomb is a realistic and growing threat, given the growing threat from homegrown terrorists and others who might try to attack our country in the near future.
Well, and there is some very real background on that. Abu Hamza al-Muhajir was an Iraqi who called on nuclear scientists and others with expertise to help his organization put something together to detonate in this country, right?
You are right. And just recently, as we have heard about the indictments flowing from the Shahzad case, the guy who tried to detonate a car bomb in Times Square, one of the people indicted with him, a co-indicted co-conspirator who is not in this country, is a guy named Shukra Juma, who we know has radiological and nuclear training, and who we suspect and newspapers allege could be trying to pull off what they call an American Hiroshima, something in the United States possibly involving radiological materials, which again are easily available in machines in the major hospitals all across the United States.
I know the White House has been concentrating a lot of its efforts on tying up loose nuclear weapons, making sure that those don't get into terrorist hands. I'm sure that's an effort you would applaud. But you're saying that there are hospitals, teaching universities all over this country who are storehouses of nuclear material, and that stuff is what you're afraid could get out.
That is exactly right. Loose nukes is a big problem, but it's harder to smuggle and detonate a nuclear bomb in the United States. I mean, most of the material would have to come in from elsewhere. Our point is that already here are these small amounts of radiological isotopes, cesium-137 and cobalt-40, which are in radiological machines in hospitals. Think irradiating blood or doing a radiation treatment for a cancer therapy. The machine that does that, again, in most major hospitals in America, contains what could be the ingredients for a dirty bomb. Those ingredients couldn't be just left in the machine. They'd have to be taken out of the machine, and some of these machines are not adequately protected, and some of these departments are not adequately protected. But if you blew that up somewhere, you might kill a few people. But what you would do is irradiate a large territory. Some of these things have a half-life of 30 years, and that means you make a portion of Manhattan or pick a place uninhabitable for a long time. And while that is not as horrific, even though it is horrific, to contemplate as the result of a nuclear bomb, it is horrific, and it is hugely dangerous and possible. And that's why we think that cutting the budget for this from $30 to $15 million is wrong, and I would say increasing the budget to at least $125 million so that we could spend $250,000 each on each of 500 major hospitals in this country to secure this stuff makes all the sense in the world.
If our viewers would like to read more of the thoughts of our guest, Congresswoman Jane Harman, and her co-author, Senator Susan Collins of Maine, it's in today's Wall Street Journal. Congresswoman, thank you.
Thank you.